having a great day. I thought today we could talk a little bit about friendship, something that we all struggle with, but it's something that's amazing and a gift. And is it a season, a reason, or a lifetime? And I would actually tell you there's a fourth category. Before we get started, I'm Cheryl Markowitz. I'm a disabled adult, and I really feel like it is an opportunity for us to look at the world together in a new lens. So, welcome to our channel. Let's talk about friendships. I think for me personally, I grew up in a house where my mother had lifelong friends. Same friends, they were all aunties. We saw them all the time. And so I think I understood that friendship was something that you did for a lifetime. But I don't think that's true. I think I was misguided in thinking that that's what it was going to be. So let's break it down. I think there's probably four categories. Number one is a season. You're in graduate school, or you're in undergrad, or you're in a class that's really hard, or you're on a baseball team or a football team or a mom and me class. You're in there for a season, and it is some period of time that you have that friendship. So it could be when your kids are younger. It could be something that you have a lot in common with someone during that season. And that can be all different times, right? That can be a year, that can be 4 years. But when that season is over, that friendship may buckle up. The next is a reason. And a reason could be like you're working on a project together, or you both have kids that have issues and you're dealing with surgery together, or you're both going through a divorce. Whatever the reason is that brings you together, that you have a theme that would bring you in, like you move to a new neighborhood and you don't know anyone. That's the reason why you meet these people. They may not be lifelong friends, but for a while you're getting acclimated, that's what they're there for. I would say there's a third one, which is called other season. And that is when you have a relationship with someone at some point in your life, and then time lapses, and then you reconnect. So I can tell you for myself, I've reconnected with a bunch of people who I went to overnight camp with when I was a kid. And these are amazing friendships, and I feel very grateful. But people have come in and out of life depending on where we are. That other season can be really rich and amazing, can transition to a lifetime, but there are different periods in life where you reconnect with people. I think for me, what I find is that other season, because you have a history, kind of catapults you to a more intense relationship. And then I think the smallest group is lifetime. And I think that's really small. Like friends that you are in touch with, that you are connected with in a lifetime, is very small. And I actually think that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be small. So this is an add-on. Lifetime doesn't mean that you've been friends your lifetime. It means that they are friends that move into the inner circle. So what I mean by that is, at the last place where I was employed, I met a few people who are incredible souls. They will be in my life the rest of my life. They are really wonderful friends. I haven't known them long, so it's not my whole lifetime. But going forward, they're really in the inner circle, and they are my dear friends. I also have friends from college, different places that I've lived. They're really deep, intense friendships, and those are lifetime friends. Lifetime, again, though, can start at any point, but they're in the inner circle. And then, of course, I have the couple of friends from childhood who have been with me my whole life and who I have developed just so many memories with. If you can really count on your two hands people who have really meant a lot to you through a lifetime, you are a very rich soul. And if you can count on multiple hands and toes people that you have had for seasons and reasons, again, you are a really blessed, lovely soul who's had so many gifts. Everyone can't be your lifetime friend. I think I struggled with that, thinking like, oh gosh, how come they're not my lifetime friend? I think once I understood season, reason, other season, and lifetime, it helped me sequence all the people, amazing people that have come in and out of my life, and it takes away some of that disappointment. I think I had this crazy high bar that everyone had to be a lifetime, and for some reason I was a failure, but that's not the truth. The truth is people are meant to come in and out of your life. And then I'd like to take it one step further and say, if you have any health issues or a disability, Friendship is that much more complicated because sometimes you may not be able to interact or see the people, and they can be amazing friends at all different phases. And it requires a certain amount of communication in order to tell friends, hey, I'm having a bad week. Love you. I will talk to you in a week. But I also want those friends that know me well, that are not just there for a reason, but are there longer for a season, an other season, or a lifetime. I want them to check in on me and say, hey, how are you doing? I don't necessarily talk about the day to day stuff with everyone because honestly, it's boring and everyone doesn't need to know every detail of every ache and pain. So it does give you an opportunity to build different relationships. And I think for individuals who are disabled, it's not easy to find people who are patient or understanding or even want to be friends with people who have different challenges. It was not as fun to go with me in high school to a concert as it was everyone else who could run up and down the steps, not take the elevator, stay up late, run back to the car. I couldn't do that. That was never my thing. And I remember feeling like, gosh, it's so nice that people are my friend. And at some point I was like, no, 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 they're actually not doing me a favor. It's a reciprocal relationship. Friendships are two-way streets and everyone has to put in the same amount. Otherwise it's not a friendship. But I am aware that for my brethren who are disabled in many different ways, friendships sometimes can be difficult and complicated. And again, what we talked about in the last video, I think just a little bit of grace with one another and being supportive of one another. I would be interested in knowing how you all navigate friendships. And do you think there's that fourth category of other season? And how does that work for you, other season? I have found some of those relationships to be just beautiful diamonds and gifts that have surprised me in my life. I have found when I move that I reconnect with people that I hadn't seen since I was 9 and 10. And those friendships are jewels. I think they may move into lifetime. And I think that there are some times that what you think is a lifetime isn't a lifetime. And I think it's all good. It's more about managing your expectations and understanding that friendships come in so many different shapes and sizes. And that sometimes you have work colleagues that you think, oh my God, these are friends, but they're not. They're work colleagues and you have a relationship with them for a reason and then it's over. And then when you're no longer at that place of employment, that relationship's over. I used to take that very personally. I don't anymore. I just am very clear about what those are. Those are not deep relationships. Those are very superficial. We're going to get through something together. And that's okay. It really is okay. I just think that for me, and I'll speak for myself, I have to manage that a little bit. I have to understand that the amount of people that go along to be lifetime friends is very, very small. That is really the design because you can't be that close with that many people. It's not possible. I do have some tips that I was thinking about for friendships with people who have disability. I think it's really nice always to say to someone, how are you doing? Seriously, how you're doing. For the people who are closer for a season or another season or a lifetime, if they say, how are you doing? And I say, tired today, I want them to know what that means. And that takes time to develop. It also means that sometimes I have to have really open conversations with people and tell them what it means, what it feels like, what it's like for my body to walk a mile and their body to walk a mile. Oh, by the way, it's a times 7 difference. 7 miles for me to 1 mile on you. Everything I do is harder. Every time I move my legs, every time I get dressed in the morning, it's harder. And I want my circle to understand that I'm challenged, but that I'm great. I wake up happy every morning. I get dressed. I want to be cute. I want to go to work. I want to be a really productive member of society. And that sometimes I don't feel great. Not all the time, but sometimes. And that I manage it and that I just want people to not judge it and to give everyone a little space. So look, even if you have a rotator cuff injury and your shoulder hurts one morning, but you are otherwise totally fine, that may be a problem that day, right? That day you may not want to go to the batting range, that may not want to play tennis or play golf. We all have times that our bodies don't act the way we want them to. I guess when I'm challenging us all is to have a little understanding and patience. We're all aging. Every one of us, no one's getting younger. That's just how it works. Bodies change, what you can do changes, and it's great. But it does have an impact on friendships if we pretend that it is just always the same. And I think friendships get deeper and are longer lasting and are more meaningful when people have an understanding and appreciation and really just aren't judgmental about it and just say, this is who it is, this is the accommodation we need to make, this is what we need to do that's a little different, and it's okay. You will have deep, beautiful friendships with people who are disabled. Give it a chance and you will meet some of the most incredible hearts. So warriors, I hope you have an amazing day. Go slay dragons, make the world a better place. I love sharing this time with you. I hope you have a great evening. Take care. Bye-bye.